Logger John, brought to you by Big J's Beans, the logger's choice. They're even good cold.
Big John, Big John, Big Bad John.
Hey folks, it's Logger John here, and we're back in the woodshed for another episode of Woodshed Ramblings. And it's been a while since I've been in the woodshed. Seems like it's been a long time, and it has been a while. Haven't posted too many videos lately. We did a video yesterday. We posted one of the summer storms. We've had some crazy weather here this year with tornado warnings and severe thunderstorms. So luckily we haven't had too many any tornadoes in the area. We've had some funnel clouds spotted, but no tornadoes, which is good. At least not in this area. We've had tornadoes in other parts of the area, but not right here. So since I'm back in the woodshed, that means that there's no more building material left in the woodshed. I'm just going to show you here. I'm going to do a sweep of the woodshed. All that's left, as you can see, is a ladder. If you recall, way back, this was all full of lumber and building material. And somewhere over in that corner, can you hear it? There's a cricket. There's a few crickets. There's one over there. I guess he's my competition for today. He wants to be on the video. Crazy year here for crickets. There's crickets everywhere. In the house, in the woodpile. No more building material, and that means one thing. It either means someone stole all my building material, or I have the covered veranda finished. We're going to take a tour of the new covered porch, and it's about 99.9% finished. I've been working on it all summer, whenever I could have a spare moment to. So it turned out pretty good. There's still a few more things to do, so we're going to take a tour of that. And before we look at the porch though, I want to show you a couple things. I don't know if you noticed some things here on the table. There's some snowshoes. There's some kind of harness. I'm not really sure what it's for. I think it's for a calf to put on, maybe. I'm not sure what that's for. We got some old jugs, antique jugs. And back here we have an antique lightning rod. I don't know if you can see it. It goes on the roof. That's adjustable for the shape, for the pitch of your roof. And we have an antique auger right there. The handle, it's a little bit swelled up, I guess, so I can't quite get the handle in. The handle's supposed to go into here. So we have that, and then we have an old antique sleigh. The old antique sleigh. It's kind of cool. We got two of these jugs actually. There's two of these old jugs. Not sure what they were used for. Anyways, you're probably wondering if I found these in the local landfill, but I didn't. They actually came from my mother-in-law's place, cleaning out the house where my wife grew up, and we're going through stuff. So these are some of the items that I got. So it's kind of cool. I'm probably going to hang them up on the side of the woodshed. Something, I'm not really sure. These are kind of cool, the old snowshoes. I already have 2 of these. Actually, we'll go look at them. They're hanging on the. I want to show you these other ones on the side of the woodshed. Outside the woodshed. So there's one right here. It's a small one. And then there's a bigger one over here. Right here. So the one that I got yesterday is quite a bit bigger. Have a better look at it. Like I say, the handle has to be pounded in to the middle. Probably swelled up maybe or something. Anyways, that's kind of cool. Okay guys, I'm over here at the porch, and it didn't turn out too bad. You might have saw little bits of it there during my last video about the storms. You might have saw a little bit of it, but well, here it is. Let's have a look. Here, we'll stand back here a little bit. I'm quite proud of it. It turned out pretty good. It was a lot of work. Basically built this by myself. I had my son help me an odd time, but he's working most of the time. I had a friend come over, or a co-worker that I work with sometimes, a carpenter. He helped me a little bit for the roof one afternoon, like some of the rafters. But everything else I did myself. Let's go have a closer look at it here. I did end up using the 6x6 post. We got 3 here. 1 here and 1 in the corner. Got the siding finished. Didn't turn out too bad. Redid the wood around the door. Gonna have to paint that, I think, or stain it. Now the only thing I haven't finished is the ceiling. We're not really sure what we're going to do with the ceiling. I put the light in Friday night, installed the new light. I'm just going to turn it on here, the switch inside. Pretty happy with that. It's a spotlight. Either we're going to put like a tongue and groove pine ceiling in here, or I'm just going to use aluminum soffit. Some of this stuff here, the soffit, and put it in here. I'm not sure yet. I might not even do it this year, but we'll go outside here. Something else I got to do here is some landscaping. Not sure what we're going to do here. Maybe it's like a perennial bed, maybe a walkway through here or something. I don't know. This time of year though, you can't really buy any perennials or bushes. Nobody has any. Finished the siding the other night. I had to wait. I ordered enough. I just ordered enough siding. Like there was none left over. I just had the right amount. So I didn't want to screw up any pieces, or otherwise I'd be short. But I did have to wait for my J. I didn't order enough J for the siding. I had to order some more of that. I'm glad I didn't run out of siding, because it's about a 2-week. It's kind of weird. The J comes in the vinyl J and the vinyl siding come from the same company. So this is a special color to match the rest of the house. It's called a satin gray. So I got the satin gray J to match the siding up there, way up there. You had the J they could get in a couple days, but the siding was a 2-week waiting period from the same company. I don't get that part, but so I had to redo all the siding up here. It worked out pretty good. I could stand on this roof right here. I'm gonna back up a little bit and do most of the siding. Had to put a ladder up here to reach that, but worked out okay. I got a double J here that I made. I don't know if you remember on the one video, I cut a nice perfectly straight line of the old siding. I didn't quite get the, unfortunately, the color match is really good. It was excellent color match for the siding, which is weird because this siding here is like at least 30 years old. But I didn't quite get them matching up for two reasons. Like my siding is all level. It's all level all the way up. Kept checking it. But this old siding, whoever put it on, he didn't quite get it. He didn't start it level. So the time he got to the top, I don't know, I'm going to zoom in there. I don't know if it's hard to see, but the top piece goes from like 0, where is it? 0 down to like, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches. And so it was hard to match it up. This siding is not level for sure. But it didn't turn out too bad. It's off about a ½ inch, but you don't even notice. So I had to make aluminum, this is the power feed. The pain in the butt where this post is, I had to carve this out here for this to go through. I still got to caulk that, keep the critters out of there. And then it comes into the aluminum box that I made, covering up the little, I don't know what you call it, goes in to the panel on the other side. So I had the J around that, all the J work. It took a lot of J. But this double J here, I just took I just basically screwed them together, slid the one side in, and it turned out all right. Got a couple more things. I got to fix this lightning rod cable here, make it a little neater. I'm going to cut it actually and get a joiner because it's like 6 feet too long. Other than that, the siding, like I said, it turned out really good. This corner here, I had to put a new corner on, and up here where the overhang is, I had to really do some fancy custom work there with the corner. And then I did the soffit and the fascia one weekend, or one day. At this corner, this gable end here, at first we weren't sure what we were going to do. You can buy the vertical siding, matches this siding, it's vinyl siding, goes up and down. You can buy that. But, I mean, I had this siding, so I might as well used it. And then we were looking at, it's like a vinyl shake. I've seen it on a few houses. I kind of liked it. I looked into getting that, but holy smokes, it was crazy price. One box was $600 for a box of it. It covered 100 square feet. Well, I didn't need 100 square feet for this. I just needed like maybe a quarter of the box. It was $600. I'm like, no thank you. So we just went with the vinyl siding. I kind of wanted something to break it up. You know, this is going like this and then this, but it doesn't look so bad. Turned out okay. And I did the shingles myself. Put the shingles on. Took me a couple nights after work. That's the new kind of shingles. They're called, I think, architectural shingles or something like that. Never laid them down before. And then we had the step flashing way up there. Step flashing. Some guys, it's hard to see, but some guys put the J right down on top of the shingles. That way you don't see the step flashing. I left about an inch gap. I used a jig piece of wood just because the next guy that shingles this, whether it's me or who, will be cursing the guy that put this J right down on top of the siding. So that's why I did that. I don't know, it's a preference, kind of a personal preference. But if you look in this corner, the old siding, the new siding lines right up. And you're probably wondering how I match this siding with the other side of the peak. A little bit of measuring, a little bit of math. That's why you stay in school, guys. A little bit of figuring, some level lines, measure down, figure it out, and then go up, and then they should meet. It's actually not too hard to do, but I've did a few of them. So far the posts have been pretty good. Like, knock on wood, they're nice and straight. I bought them, and like I said, remember all over there in the woodshed, you remember all the lumber I had in there. I stored these for about I don't know, 3 weeks before I used them, so they dried out in there, so they haven't really cracked too much. And so these posts, I got these steel plates. So these steel plates, you can't see it now obviously because the post is on top, but on the plate comes with a hole like this on the bottom. So it's got a lag. I put a lag down through the floor joist into the floor joist, and then the post sits on top. I mean, I had to drill a little spot for the head of the bolt to so the post would go down, and I just put screws in here for now. But the proper thing to do is to get another bolt with a nut and drill right through out the other side and put a nut and washer on there, because that's the proper way you should do it. That's why they have this hole here. A lot of guys just screw them down. Some guys I've seen not even use a steel plate. They just toe screw the post down, which is, I guess, okay, but I'm not too bad on this side of the house because it's on the east side. Most of the west is over there, so most of the wind storms, if we get any, come from that way. But you know, if you get a windstorm blowing underneath this thing, and these posts aren't down properly, well, guess what? So the proper thing to do, like I said, is put a bolt through here and use proper screws. Well, I do have some framing screws I can put in here, and I'm going to cap these with some kind of little fancy piece of trim. Not sure yet. Each one I'll have like a little, you know, inch by whatever trim, so it'll hide all that, I guess. And yeah, and this also, you can't see them, but up in here on the rafters I use the hurricane brackets. Installed all the hurricane brackets. Now on the top peak you can actually get peak brackets. I'm not sure what they call them. I didn't use them. They're not really necessary. This is really screwed and nailed really well with framing screws. And I'm quite proud that there's a lot, I don't know if you remember on some of the videos, there's a lot of wiring behind here. There's wires run down here and over here. They're all covered with metal, steel plating, but still, you know, you don't want to be, you got to be careful. So I was really careful putting the siding on and stuff. So that's pretty much the porch that I built. Like I say, it didn't turn out too bad. Yeah, actually you can see, I'm going to zoom right up there, you can see the step flashing right there. I left about an inch. And so other than the ceiling to figure out, I'm not really sure. Like, you put tongue and groove pine, you got to stain it, and it might look all right. Or you use the soffit. The soffit comes in like 12-foot pieces. This is a little over 8 feet, so there'd be a waste in this. You know, you'd have to cut a couple feet off them or whatever. But in the pine, the tongue and groove pine, it comes in 8s and 10s and 12s, I believe. So it's expensive too, but soffit's actually relatively cheap. And another thing I want to do, I looked into it on Friday, is put some eaves trough. Kind of a pain in the butt. I really don't want to put eaves trough on here. It would, but I might have to. Get a lot of water running down here on the deck, and and it splashes up inside here. And I think I would run the downspout right here. Well, maybe, I'm not sure yet. Like down the wall and out through here into the down here, and have a long spout going through there, maybe, instead of having it coming down here and out. Maybe, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll run it down here. Haven't decided really. Just run the pipe out there. But same with this side. It needs the eaves trough. Because I didn't really have a big, I didn't make a big overhang here. It's only 12 inches. On the ends here, I went a little wider. It's about 15 inches overhang. I was thinking eaves trough here, downspout nice and neat along the white corner, and out through the bushes here onto the lawn. But that's down the road. I did look into, like I said, I looked into some eaves trough. Where I bought all the lumber, they don't sell the aluminum eaves trough. They sell like a vinyl eaves trough, which I'm not so sure about. I'm going to have to do some research about the vinyl plastic eaves trough. Doesn't sound like it's too sturdy, but. And I only used, instead of a 2x6 fascia board underneath, I used just 2x4. I went with a 2x4 just so I could have, I wanted to show a bit of reveal here with the beam. So if I went with a 2x6, it would have brought it down. We wouldn't have much room left for a reveal. So I wanted about a 3.5 inch reveal right there. So it's even all the way around. And another thing, probably do some staining. I don't know if I'm going to do it this year. Deck needs to be stained in the post. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm kind of glad it's pretty much over with. Did a couple things yesterday, little things. I put a, hope you can hear me, it's a little bit windy. Put a piece of J in here. I mean, there wasn't enough room to put a piece of siding, so. Another thing too, down here, you can't really see it, which is good. This old siding, this is the way the old porch was here in the corner. There's about 3 pieces of siding right here that wasn't long enough to go. So I had to put 3 pieces, cut 3 pieces and put them in there. It turned out pretty good. You can't see the seam hardly. So that's a pretty much wrap on the porch. We're back in the woodshed here. I hope you enjoyed the little tour of the new porch. I know I promised we'd do some footage of it, but it just didn't work out. Our computer went down. We had to get a new computer. I just got so busy, and so we didn't really get too much footage of building it. But anyways, hope you enjoyed that. So we're going to do more woodshed ramblings here in the woodshed. I think my next topic is just going to be growing up on the farm. I'm going to tell some stories that happened on the farm and kind of do I guess you could call it cutting or a hay evolution on the farm, from loose hay to round bales, I guess. Although I personally never did loose hay, but my dad did. But we'll just do a little bit of an evolution of doing hay on the farm and just have some rambling stories about growing up on the farm. That's going to be fun. And believe it or not, this woodshed, in a couple weeks or so, I'm going to start putting the firewood in. So going to have to move our woodshed rambling somewhere else. Maybe I'll do the new porch ramblings or something, I don't know, because this is going to be full of wood. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I hope everybody's well, and I appreciate you watching. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button and leave some comments at the bottom. And alright guys, thanks a lot, and we'll catch you later on the next video. Big John.
Every morning at the mine, you could see him arrive.